Play a recording with a thick accent, a crackling microphone, someone talking over background music, and a few technical words most systems would butcher. Then watch the transcript come out almost perfectly. That robustness is what made Whisper, released by OpenAI in 2022, such a big deal. It transcribes speech, it translates it, and it does this across roughly 99 languages, right out of the box. Today we look at what actually makes it so hard to trip up. The surprising thing about Whisper is that the architecture is almost ordinary. Follow a clip of audio through the model, and you will see it is the training, not the design, that does the heavy lifting. Everything starts by converting the raw audio into a log-mel spectrogram. That is essentially a picture of the sound, energy across frequencies over time, warped to roughly match how human hearing works. This image-like input is what the network actually reads, not the waveform itself. That spectrogram feeds into a fairly standard transformer encoder. It reads the whole clip and builds a rich internal representation of what was said, capturing the acoustic content in a form the next stage can generate text from. Nothing exotic here, just a solid encoder. Then a transformer decoder takes over and generates text tokens one at a time, the way a language model writes a sentence. It attends back to the encoder's representation of the audio and turns those sounds into readable words, token after token, until the utterance is complete. Wrapping all of this are special control tokens. They tell the model which language it is hearing, whether to transcribe or translate into English, and whether to emit timestamps along the way. So one single model flexibly handles many different tasks just by switching those tokens, without needing a separate network trained for each job. So what really sets Whisper apart? It comes down to the data it learned from. Traditional speech recognition trains on narrow, carefully curated datasets. Clean recordings, controlled conditions, often a single language. That produces good numbers on the benchmark, but the model tends to be brittle. Handed a real-world clip with noise, an unfamiliar accent, or crosstalk, and accuracy falls apart. Whisper took the opposite bet. It trained on about 680,000 hours of audio and transcripts scraped from the open web across many languages, far bigger and far messier than any curated set. That scale of weak supervision, rather than any fancy architecture, is exactly what buys the robustness in the wild, because the model has already heard so many of the awkward conditions it will later face. Strip Whisper down, and 3 ideas explain why it works so well. Massive weak supervision. It learned from hundreds of thousands of hours of diverse, imperfect audio pulled from across the web, and that sheer scale and variety, not clean labels, is the real secret behind how well it generalizes. An ordinary transformer over spectrograms. There is no exotic component here. A log-mel spectrogram goes into a standard encoder-decoder transformer, which is a reminder that scale and good data often matter more than architectural cleverness. Robust and multilingual out of the box. It handles accents, background noise, and technical terms, transcribes around 99 languages, and can translate speech directly into English. All zero-shot with no fine-tuning at all, approaching human level on many benchmarks, which is why it quietly became a default engine for so many apps. Okay, let's lock in the essentials. Whisper, from OpenAI in 2022, is an open speech recognition and translation model built for the messy real world. Its headline is scale, roughly 680,000 hours of diverse, weekly supervised audio and transcript pairs from the web. The architecture is a fairly standard transformer that reads a log-mel spectrogram and decodes text, with special tokens setting language and task. That bet on data over cleverness is what makes it robust and multilingual straight out of the box. If you enjoy AI explained in plain language like this, come spend a little time with us over at Standarity.com. See you there.